Marvel has been trying to rework the Punisher for years, altering logos, changing sayings, and it has always been met with major backlash because this character's fans are passionate. But now their latest stunt seems to be the ultimate endgame, killing off the Punisher and potentially getting rid of him for good. I have a few different things that I want to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon or a supporter via YouTube memberships. Now, this unfortunately won't be very surprising to a lot of people. I've had to talk about the Punisher a lot on this channel, specifically Marvel doing things in order to change the Punisher's image and backstory, but now according to the Screen Rant article, Marvel is officially getting rid of its most controversial character. Now, I recently had to talk about them doing this with Miss Marvel, actually. Kamala Khan is going to, spoiler alert, have this big death in an upcoming book. They apparently are having her sacrifice herself to save fan-favorite characters like Spider-Man, most likely in an attempt to get people to like this character, have sympathy for her, and ultimately have some kind of connection with her before the Marvel's film comes out in a few months. But this is a very different situation, right? Because this isn't like a heartfelt goodbye or a heartfelt moment where you're supposed to really feel for this character and end up loving them. No, this seems like they are trying to kill off the Punisher in order to get rid of him for good. It says it's official. The Punisher doesn't exist anymore. After a 12-issue series that completely redefined the character, of course, revisiting the Punisher's origin story and resurrecting his wife Maria, Frank Castle says farewell to his skull, weapons, and bloody crusade, which is probably what Marvel wanted all along. They have been trying to do this for years at this point. Slowly, they've been making changes, they've been altering him, but now they just decided to, do it all in one big 12-issue series, out with the old and probably in with the new. We don't exactly know, but it says Punisher 12 by Jason Aaron, Jesus Says, and Paul Aceta marks the conclusion of the most recent ongoing series starring Frank Castle as the protagonist, with a story aptly titled Punisher No More. It says that he is waiting for his judgment in a cell in Doctor Strange's sanctum. He is visited by the heroes one by one, but they all fail in making him feel a shred of remorse. However, when Maria finally tells Frank that she was going to divorce him before she was killed, and that she completely rejects everything he did in her name, the Punisher is finally broken. It says, though, the Punisher series was surrounded by controversy since the beginning. Of course, controversies by sensitive snowflakes. I've always had to say this when it comes to the Punisher. Real Punisher fans have never had a single problem with anything that this character has done, but over the years, people have nitpicked and nitpicked. It says it was Marvel's attempt to salvage its most controversial character after the Punisher skull logo had risen to prominence in recent years for being co-opted by several groups that the House of Ideas did not want to be associated with. You can't blame a company or a character for a logo of a character they have being used. Yes, over the years, we have seen a few different situations where people have tried to go, oh my god, look at this group of people who have used this logo, and then scream to the tops of the earth that Marvel needs to get rid of him, and they have listened for the most part, but it just seems like this series was a way for them to finally just get rid of him, get rid of this image that we have of him. It says this is why the Punisher was given a new logo and role as the Fist of the Beast, the chosen high slayer of the cult of assassins known as the Hand, renouncing the use of firearms, but not his brutal, murderous crusade against crime. It says that Punisher was a 12-issue farewell to Marvel's most controversial character. This character is only quote controversial, because there are people out there who hate this character, hate what he does, hates what he stands for. I have never viewed him as controversial. Most of you have never viewed him as controversial, but like I mentioned, and like this article does mention, they actually gave him a new, completely reworked skull symbol in order to try to salvage this character because they felt like they had to do away with him. It says, of course, the new symbol comes after a campaign to reclaim the Punisher's iconic symbol was launched by the character's co-creator, Jerry Conway. Back in 2020, he took to Twitter where he announced, "I'm looking for young comic book artists of color who'd like to participate in a small fundraising project for Black Lives Matter to reclaim the Punisher's skull as a symbol of justice rather than lawless police oppression. Respond and follow so we can DM." And of course, he did get absolutely destroyed over this. People absolutely roasted him. He also said, "To me, it's disturbing whenever I see authority figures embracing Punisher imagery because the Punisher represents a failure of the justice system." We also had Disney and Marvel blocking Punisher from being included in a Marvel Zombies board game, them just trying to erase this character. And Chuck Dixon even said that Marvel Comics had contempt for the Punisher and deep-seated dislike of police and military, which we have known for basically years at this point, but we did get it, reconfirmed to us. So yes, I can't say that I'm all that surprised that they're doing this with the Punisher now. He may come back at some point, right? It's not like they're going to throw away a character if they do truly believe they are going to make money from him. But it says even if he is not really dead, the epilogue reveals he ends up in Weird World. It's clear that the Punisher as a character will not appear again in Marvel Comics for a long time, possibly forever. I think they did this so that they can let him sit and simmer for a few years, and maybe in like 2 or 3 years when they are really feeling desperate to bring back a name people like in order to make money, they will re-resurrect him, and who knows, what those changes are going to be. Only time will tell. But yes, for now, Marvel has officially gotten rid of, the Punisher, this character that thousands to millions of people love simply because he was deemed too controversial. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this and of course found it important and informative, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.